Before I talk about the lens, just a couple of things. If you hear any banging in the video or drilling, I'll try and edit that out as much as I can. I have workmen at the moment in the house, and every door is open in the house, and it is really cold down here. That's why I've got this jacket on. So if you do hear any banging, I'm really sorry. I will try and edit that out as much as I can, but I may not be able to get it out. So let's talk about this lens, which has been sent to me by Thypoch. It's got a metal lens hood. Sorry, it's a metal lens cap. That's a hood. I'll get to that in a minute. This is the Thypoch Simera 35mm f1.4 for Leica M mount, and it's on my M11P. Now you might notice there's another Thypoch Simera 35mm f1.4. They sent me two by mistake. So I didn't test them both together. I only tested one lens. Now obviously this is for Leica M mount, and it is a 35mm f1.4 lens. While I was in Taiwan and Japan, this lens was my everyday carry lens basically on my M11P most of the time, but I did also take some photos with the SL3S. Now my normal everyday carry lens is a 35mm f1.4 Summilux, a spherical. This is the FLE model. Now this is what I normally carry on my M11P, my MP, or one of my other M cameras. So I decided to leave this lens in the hotel and only use the Thypoch Simera 35mm f1.4. Before I talk about the image quality on this lens, I'm just going to go over some of the specs of the lens so you know more about it. Now, I'm going to take it off the camera at the moment, hang on. So the Thypoch Simera 35mm f1.4 is almost identical in size to the Leica 35mm f1.4 FLE. Yes, floating element one. The Leica has a 46mm front filter thread, and the Thypoch Simera has a 49mm front filter thread. But they are relatively the same size, and they both have focus tabs, which is really nice. So the focus ring has a focus tab, and it goes from the closest focusing, which is 45 centimeters, all the way to infinity. And it is infinity. I like to mention this in my videos when I'm reviewing these lenses, because a lot of the more affordable lenses, when you turn the focus all the way to infinity, it goes past infinity a little bit, and it makes the image a little bit out of focus, especially if it's a long distance away. This is definitely infinity when you turn it all the way around, and it goes down to 45 centimeters close focusing. When you're focused below 70 centimeters, there's a little bump. You can feel it, and you can probably hear that. Now that little bump tells you that you've gone past the minimum focusing distance of a rangefinder patch. This part on an M camera. Once you get below that, you'll have to use an EVF or live view. Nice to have that feedback that you've gone past the 70 centimeters. Wait a minute, I'm going to grab another lens. This is the Voigtlander 35mm f1.2 version 4, which I picked up in Japan recently. Now this will focus down to 50 centimeters. But once you go below 70 centimeters, there's no feedback from the lens. There's no bump, no notch, no nothing. So it's very easy to go below 70 centimeters and wonder what's going on, especially if you're using the rangefinder patch on your Leica M camera. So that actually has no feedback at all, that lens. Review coming on this lens very soon. Absolutely amazing lens this is. Compared to the Leica 35mm f1.2 Nocton, this thing's an absolute bargain. But anyway, let's get back on with the Thypoch Simera lens. Now you have an aperture ring at the front, which goes from f1.4 all the way to f16, and it has nice soft clicks for each stop. Now from 1.4 to f4 you have third stops, so you can actually go from 1.4, there are third stops. Once you get past f4 to f8, I think it is half stops, and then f8 to f16 is full stops. But it's a really nice dampened aperture ring. So one thing I don't like about this lens is this switch here. This switch allows you to de-click the aperture ring. So I have no clicks now. And if I switch back over, I have clicks again. I understand why Thypoch have done this, because if people want to use this lens for video work and they don't want the clicks in the aperture, they have a de-clicked aperture. But it is really annoying, especially when you're changing aperture all the time and you got your fingers on the lens, you knock this switch all the time, so it goes from click to de-click really easy. I don't think this needs to be on there, Thypoch. I don't think you need to put a switch on this. You have cinema lenses like the Thypoch Simera-c, which is what I'm recording on now. you don't need to make this into a cinema or video lens. That is really annoying. I've never had any lens for my M cameras, like there's no D-click on a Leica lens, there's no D-click on a Voigtlander lens, they're just clicked because they need to be clicked because they are a photo lens. So that's one thing that does annoy me about it. It's not a deal breaker. I got used to it after a while. I just didn't put my finger anywhere near the switch when I was changing aperture, but it can be quite annoying. So you look on the front of the lens, you'll see these dots, which is your focus scale. On a Leica lens, you have your focus scale here. And I think Voigtlander is almost the same as well. Yeah, Voigtlander have a focus scale here. Now, what Thypoch have done is quite unique and original, I guess, is they've put dots. So when you're, say, shooting at, say, f8, and I would be shooting, say, roughly just below 3 meters for street photography to capture people walking towards me on the street, that's how I'd have the lens set up. So I know what my focus range is. But I have a lot of trouble seeing those dots. I really struggle seeing those dots. With a Leica lens, if I put it just before 3 meters and f8, you can see exactly on that scale what's in focus. I know what's in focus because that's what I normally shoot. So I don't need to look at those dots, but I do find them really hard to see. I think it's very cool, very retro, but yeah, I don't get on with those dots at all. Well, I don't bother with them anyway because I know exactly where I'm focusing. I'm normally just below 3 meters, and then if anything's further away, I just bang it around to infinity and then I go back. That's where the focus tab is nice on these lenses, because once you get used to the lens, you dial in the lens basically and you get used to it after a couple of days. You know exactly where your focus tab is on the lens for just under 3 meters for me. Go around to infinity and then I know where to put it back again. So I don't actually have to look at the lens. I don't have to take the camera away from my eye basically. And that's why I like focus tabs, not just for the ease of focusing, but you actually know where your focus point is as well. So I did leave my Leica 35mm Summilux in the hotel, and I used the Thypoch Simera 35mm f1.4 mostly on my M11P. I'll put it back on there now actually. Again, another little thing about this dot to line up the lens. Can you make it bigger please, Thypoch? It's really hard to see. Okay, so there it is back on the camera. Actually, while I've done that, a minute, let me grab this. Because I have another Thypoch Simera 35mm, that's the lens hood. I didn't use the lens hood. I found it quite big, and personally I don't use lens hoods. You'll notice my Summilux doesn't have its lens hood on. It just has a ring over the thread at the front. It is a nice lens hood, and the cap that goes on it clicks on really nice. That's metal too, but there it is on the Leica MP. So I basically use the lens like this with no lens hood on there, and they do supply a metal cap that goes over it and protects the front. Like I said earlier, I used this lens mostly on my M11P, but I did take some photos with the SL3S. Some of the photos were taken with a flash, and the flash I used was this Godox IT32. I didn't get the Leica mount in Taiwan. I was able to get this in Japan, but I got this flash in Taiwan, and I actually was able to pick up the X3L in Taiwan as well. These were like half the price than they are in New Zealand, because I wanted to use the flash because I caught up with my good friend Robin in Taiwan, and we went to the night market and took some photos, and Robin is really good at using the flash, and I like going out shooting street photography or night market photography with Robin because we always have a good laugh. So I used this flash and this trigger on my M11P, but also on the SL3S. So here's some photos that I took in Taiwan, Japan, which was Osaka, Kyoto, and Tokyo. As you can see, this Thypoch Simera 35mm f1.4 lens produces stunning images. Even wide open at f1.4, the images are still very sharp. The out of focus area, I say it has a more of a classic look to it. I do really like the look wide open with this lens, and then once you stop it down to about f4, it takes on a more modern look, I guess you can say. But I do really like this lens. I was pleasantly surprised at how nice this lens was to use as well. It took me about a day or so to dial it in, obviously because I'm used to a simera-c and it's a little bit different. But after about a day or so, it was exactly the same as using my Leica 35mm simera-c. It's a really nice lens and it's incredibly well built, and it does feel good on these M cameras. As you can see from this photo here that was shot at f1.4, the in focus area is nice and sharp, but the out of focus area has a really nice classic look to it. I do really like the look that this lens produces. Now, one of my favorite photos was this photo that I took in Kyoto. I would have liked to get the two ladies more in the center of the shot, but I couldn't because there was a photographer, his assistant, the lights and staff just in front of them. But I still do like this image that I took. I had so much fun shooting with the lens. I didn't really notice that I wasn't shooting with my simera-c after a day. And I think they kind of look the same. I don't know what they're like wide open. If you want me to do a quick comparison before I send this lens back with my 35mm simera-c and this 35mm f1.4 from Thypoch, let me know down in the comment section. If you're looking for an affordable 35mm f1.4 lens, you are not going to find better than this Thypoch Simera 35mm f1.4. And like I said, if you want me to do a quick comparison in image quality between these two lenses, let me know down in the comment section and I'll try and get that done before I send both of them back. Yes, I do have to send both of them back. They know I've got both the lenses, so I can't be cheeky and keep one. It's an absolute stunning lens. Really happy they sent this to me. If you have any questions about the Thypoch Simera 35mm f1.4, please leave me a comment down below. So that's it for this video. I really hope you guys have enjoyed it. And as always, thank you so much for watching.